In this video, I want to introduce you to rational numbers. When we needed to solve equations like x plus 7, mathematicians invented what kind of numbers? Integers. Now, what kind of numbers do we need to solve problems like 2 times something equals 1? Fractions. So fractions have a fancy name, and that's called rational numbers. Here's an even fancier definition. So Q, which is another notation for rational numbers, Q is equal to A divided by B, such that A and B are an element of the integers, and B cannot be 0. Now, why can this B not be 0? Because you can't ever divide by 0. Now remember, A is the top number, it's called a numerator, and the bottom number, B, is called the denominator. Now there are 3 types of fractions. The first type we'll talk about is called a proper fraction. The fancy definition is A divided by B, basically where A is smaller than B. So the top number is less than the bottom number, the denominator. Now look at the value of all 3 of those. The value of that fraction is actually less than 1. So it's an improper fraction. Now, it is a proper fraction, Now an improper fraction is where A is greater than B. So what do you notice about these numbers? Notice that the numerator is larger than the denominator. Now look at the value of them. The value of the fraction is 1 or greater. So when the top number is greater than the bottom number, it is called an improper fraction. Now, I actually call these Dolly Parton fractions because they're top heavy. Now, it is very improper for me to call them that. And the last type of fraction we have is a mixed number. Notice there's a whole number portion of it, and then there's a fraction portion. Also, notice that each of those fractions are proper fractions. The top number is smaller than the bottom number.